Hello, this is Greg from Mystery Honey. I thought I'd do a hopefully very quick video, showing you that I've just received my new queen bees from Melo Bees. They've literally just arrived in the post box, like maybe 2 minutes ago, and here they are inside this box. See, caution bees. Still haven't even ripped the tab off yet. So what I want to do is I want to just go through what you should do before you even think about putting queen bees in a hive when you receive them inside the little queen cages. So I'm just going to flip you around and we'll go through it bit by bit. So we're in my conservatory at the moment, and as you can see, the cats are really interested with the sound of the bees. So first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to open the pack. Sometimes these come in an envelope on a piece of cardboard or something along those lines, and they usually have quite a bit of ventilation. It doesn't look like this has got any ventilation in it, so it's a bit worrying for me. I like a lot of ventilation in my packages, so I'm going to open this up. As you can see, all the bees seem to be moving about, etc. Got a good amount of fondant in the bottom, and did you see a green dot then? That was one of the queens running past. So that queen there, bring it a bit closer, should be okay. So I'll take one of these out just to see, and the cats are going to have a little nosy as well because they absolutely love the sound of the bees. So you can see the queen with the green dot. There's a bit of there is a dead bee there. That usually means that they've packed it too tight, and this poor girl has been shoved into the fondant. It's kind of got stuck in there because it can be a bit sticky. Can you hear that? So the queens toot to let the other bees know where they are. And they also let other queens know where they are, so they can probably smell each other's pheromones and are trying to find each other so they can have a little fight. There's another queen there. So first protocol is to check your queens. So make sure that your queen is alive, because sometimes when they are traveling through the postal service, the postman doesn't always know exactly that these are bees, even though it says that there's bees. No, stop that. Even though it says that there's bees on the package, the postman doesn't really know how to handle bees a lot of the time. So what we're going to do is we're going to have a quick check. So I'm going to pull all these out. We're going to have a quick look. Stop that. So as you can see, I've got 10 queens there. Something different in this one is that they usually have 2 lots of fondant in the ones that we get from Melo. There we go. Usually have 2 lots of fondant. So we've got 2 doors here, here and here. This is for a lot of beekeepers like to get the workers out before they get the queen out. So this is considerably shorter than this one because it means that the workers will eat this fondant first, and then they'll be released, and then the queen's in here on her own, and it's supposed to help them. I can hear them too. It's supposed to let them be more readily accepted. You can see the little bee licking away at the fondant there. Can you see that? So, first protocol is to make sure that all the queens are alive, because sometimes they can get stuck, or they can be put next to a hot vent by accident. Or they can even be put next to some air conditioning, which can also cause some issues because it dries them out and then they may get hurt. You can tell that these are a lovely buckfast just from the colouring. So these are, I don't know if you can see that. Get a bit zoom in. See if we can zoom in. There we go. There's the queen. So you can see that they've got a lovely tan with a little black tip. This is the type of buckfast that I've gone for from Melo. You will constantly see my cats sniffing because they want to know what this noise is, this little buzzing noise. They're perfectly fine. Just have to push them away a bit every so often. So yeah, the queens all seem to be okay. I can't see any queen that's having issues. This one's a bit slower than the other ones, but that's fine. That's fine. That one's crawling about. That one's crawling about. Oh, she's right there. Just want to turn around. Yep. She's okay. That is quite a small queen. Now, queens can shrink quite a lot when they're not laying. And then when they start laying again, they become engorged. I've seen it before. I've seen a tiny, tiny queen that looked just like a normal sized bee turn into a fully fledged one. That's quite a small queen, but it's fine. It should be all right. I'll just keep an eye on that one. But yeah, it all seems fine. There's one or two of the retinue that's in there that have died, but the queens seem all okay. They're all getting a bit antsy because it's warm and it's quite light in here. So I'm going to put them back in a second. I'm just going to stir this up. So this here is a little mixture of water and honey. So what I like to do is I like to give them a tiny bit of feed. It was just the tip, so you can just see how much honey I put in this shot glass of water. And I mixed it in. I'm going to use a little pipette. Nice. Let's bring it up. I'm just going to do like a little drop and a couple of these holes like that. And what should happen is the bees should find these little droplets and we'll suck them up, because they can get quite dehydrated on travelling. Which is another reason why the queens can be piping, because they're wanting some attention, because they're clearly not getting something that they want. What you don't want to do is put too much sticky stuff in there so they all get stuck together. As you can see with this one especially. The bees have found it and are currently licking up the stuff. And then what you might see is that they will then transfer some of that to the queen to give her some food. But they've sucked that one down really fast. That's only half done. So I'm going to give these just a little bit more, and then after that I'm going to take these to the hives to put them in. Now, annoyingly, kittens. I've only got 5 hives that I want to requeen at the moment, so that's probably going to be these 5 here. That means I've got 5 here, which what I'm going to do is I'm going to put these in some freshly made nukes, and hopefully they will take over those nukes and I can use them to create some production hives somewhere else in one of my other apiaries. Anyway. Right, I've packaged the bees back up. I'm off to the apiary. And sorry, cat, I'm stealing your masking tape again. So here I'm back at the apiary. I was only here yesterday, seeing if I could knock down some queen cells. And the queens have made it back. They're all okay. Air conditioning is necessary in your car. To make sure it's nice and cool in your car when you're transporting these things. And also, if you're at the apiary, make sure you put them in the shade out of the way, because you don't want them to overheat at all while you're doing this, because sometimes it can take a while. So because I was in here yesterday knocking down queen cells, I can't imagine there being a vast amount of queen cells formed yet. So I don't know if you can tell, but if you look at the hive, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 frames, or 8 seams of bees that have turned up. Can you see that? Or is the smoker blowing everything in your face? There we go. Put the smoker over here. Right. So that means that quite a lot of the brood that I put in there is now hatched. So that's good, because we want a massive influx of young bees, because young bees are the most accepting of the queen, because they've never known anything different. That's just an old frame. There. Let's move this side. I want to do another quick check anyway. Oh, look at that. You see that? Fresh nectar being turned into honey. So these guys have definitely found a nectar source. Pollen and nectar. So when this queen is released, these bees will probably want to move all of this nectar away. Right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to shake the bees off. Just a little shake, that's all you need. If you can see there, we've got some queen cells growing on the side and a little larvae in the middle. So we're going to scoop that larvae out. It's a shame, but it's necessary. There's one up here as well. Now, when we add the queen, they should stop trying to build queen cells. They should. They may not, if that's the case. We will have to knock them down before we release her. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the queen in here, because I do my inspections on a Sunday. So I'm going to put the queen in, and I'm just going to leave her without the entrances unhooked, well, unclipped. So it means that the bees can't get her out. But they can sniff her and they can check her out and make sure she's okay. So yeah, they're filling nectar all amongst the brood there, because there's no queen to push the nectar out, or tell the bees to put the nectar on the outside. So the bees are just doing what they want. Oh. Lots of cat brood still, so that's good. Then if you can see all these bees here, but these ones here are all brand new. You see them on the edge here? They're all really white and fluffy. Those are all freshly emerged bees, so I'm going to shake these off. So that's a drone brood, but I'm going to get rid of it as well, just in case. Looks like that one frame had queen cells on so far. There's one there. But there's no eggs or larvae in that one, so it's just a queen cup. Same with that one there. But as you can see, some of this larvae is hatching out, so that's good. As many new bees as possible, please. This is a quite developed queen cell there. So although it's been a couple of days, that was quite an advanced one. That's like a 3 or 4 day queen cell. So chances are they've chosen an older larvae to turn into a queen last minute. Those usually aren't the best queens if you were to let them out, or let them grow fully. Oops. Oopsie. And that is just a honey frame. That's fine. Plenty of food, that's what we want. Right, so what we're going to do is we're going to choose a particularly nice brood frame. There's 2 there. And we're going to get the queen that we're going to put in. Let's have a look, which one do we want to use? Let's use you. So here she is. What we're going to do is, because this is only like a little sliding plastic thing here, it is liable to fall off. So what we do is we use your wife's masking tape, and you tape up the bottom like that. Do a couple of passes, because you want to make it as solid as possible, so that when you come back to this and you pull the frames apart, it doesn't pull the plastic thing off and just release the queen in one go, because that could cause issues. Also, what we want to do is make sure that there's lots of holes everywhere for the queen, for the bees to get to the queen. Next, what you're going to do is find a little stick. It's a bit long. Oh, let's shorten it. Usually these things come with a loop. You just push it in there. You find where there's brood about, so when the bees emerge, the first thing they do is see the queen. And you're going to close it, like that. She's going to be okay. So she's got lots of room to move around. And the bees can move around it, and you may see them start to flock to her once these guys have smelt her. As you can see, the bees are starting to collaborate near her. You may not be able to see it from the top of the hive, but actually down here you can see the bees making their way towards her on the side. So I wonder if I can get that in video. So you can see them running down here, because what's happening is these guys are smelling the queen. They're taking the pheromone off the bees that are inside there, off the nurse bees that are inside there, and then they are transferring it amongst the other bees that are there. Yeah, the little cluster's starting to form now. So once that message gets about, these bees are going to take that pheromone and spread it around the hive, and then it gets spread around. Then they'll realise that they are queen right. And that is that. That's as easy as it is for now. The next stage is Sunday, which is when I'll probably continue this video, and that is releasing her. So it's Sunday morning now, so it's a few days after I originally put these queens in. It's time to see if the bees seem to have accepted them or not. At this point, what I'm going to do is look for any remaining queen cells. So they may have produced one or two before they started realising that the queen's there. So if you see, look, they're all clustered around the queens. You can see all the bees facing towards the queen there. They're all trying to get to her and see if she's okay and stuff like that. And something else you may notice is that the fondant that they had originally has almost virtually gone. So the bees have been busy. So I'm just going to tap these bees off the bottom. And then I'll get crack-a-lacking. So something else I've noticed is that they have eaten away at the masking tape that I put around the queen cell. So I'm just going to go get some more. So these bees have been without a queen for about 2 weeks now, so they should have no brood whatsoever left. I will, as I said, check to make sure that there are no more queen cells, but I very much doubt there will be. And if they are, then I very much doubt that the queen cells would be useful to produce a queen with anyway. So as you can see, they are just trying to cuddle her, trying to release her, because she is the only means of their survival now. They're hopelessly queenless, and they have a mated queen in front of them, so they're all absolutely gasping for her to be released. They want to survive. They want the hive and the colony to survive. So that is why we get them to a hopelessly queenless state. It seems quite brutal and quite mean to do this, but it's the best for the bees. Right, so I'm going to try and put these away, because I'm going to have to be very careful now when splitting these two frames, because the queen may... So I'm going to choose the side where the sliding panel is. I'm going to try and just put that there and break it apart, not apart, but try and break the seal from the frame next to it. Okay, there you go, she's free. So if you look, there you are. They've eaten all of that masking tape away. The queen is still alive. You can see the little green dot moving about. You can see between the bees. So I'm going to brush them off. They've also, cheeky whatsits, nicked the stick that I had holding it in place. So that's annoying, but anyway. So first pot call, we'll put some more masking tape on again. Hopefully these bees will get out of the way so I don't masking tape them to her. Go on. So the reason you don't want her to be released super quick is because you want to give as much time as possible for the bees to like her and accept her. Because if she just comes running out and the bees are a bit shocked Another reason is you don't want the queen to fly away. Someone I know recently has also had the situation where they have opened up the cage and the queen has just flown away, and that was a waste of 30 odd quid. She doesn't fly when she's laying, or she flies very poorly, so you can find them quite easily. So, so I don't know if you can see, but there's like a little. Come around so you can see. So if you can see, there's like a little indentation, and that's where the bees were able to lick either side of the gate. So I'm going to stick some more fondant in there. What I'm going to do is just smush it in. Give the queen as much time as possible to be released, because the last thing we want is for her to run out and get killed. These bees are desperate, but they can also ball her in excitement. So we want it to be very slow. Right. She's there. I'm sure the bees will go over to her and start sniffing her and trying to eat that fondant already. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to shake these bees off and I'm going to check for queen cells now. These are the very last queen cells that are available. So there we go, we've got two there. Two big ones. See? So I'm going to have to get rid of them. If the bees see that they're making a queen, then they won't accept this queen. The majority of the bees seem to have accepted her already. So, and here's another queen cell. That's a big one. I was only here on 2 days ago, so the fact that they've made and sorry, bit of a mess there. The fact that they've made some queen cells and capped it in a few days means that the brood that they were using was already quite old. So I'm going to shake these off. See where the cage was? The bees have tried to eat around to try and get to the queen that way. So that was like that. So they've tried to get to her that way, and were unable to, so they gave up halfway. We have some lovely brood there. So I've got to do this with 5 more queens. Oh, 5 more colonies. Queen cell, no queen cell. There's queen cup. Queen cup. I'm going to say queen cup again. It means that there's no egg in it, there's no larvae in it, it's just a little cup. That's it. So it only turns into a queen cell if there's an egg or a larvae in it. Then you can tell what type of cell it is from where it is placed on the frame. It's a weird bit of wax. Like that. No. Sorry for coughing so much. I've had a cough since December, it's just not gone away. Some slugs, see that? So if a colony is particularly weak, you'll get some slugs coming in because it gets quite humid in here, especially where I am as well, in the northwest of England. So the slugs love it because they can come in and the bees can't really hurt a slug. They can nibble at them and nudge them and stuff like that, but they can't really sting them because they're too squishy. So they just come in and get some free food. They love it. Right, as you can see, the bees have found the queen and they are loving her. They're trying to get to her. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this new stick that I found. And let's upset these bees. Like that. And we'll put it in between these 2 frames, try and find the place it was before. I'm going to slowly push this in. Those bees can move out of the way. Come on, move. No one's getting squished on my watch. Okay. Then we're going to put this frame in. And now, I'm not going to be coming back to this hive for at least 2 weeks. They're not going to swarm in that time, because the queen, if she gets out, will only just have started laying. She'll probably have laid up maybe half the frames in 2 weeks. Possibly all of them actually in 2 weeks, but she's a new queen, so she's very young. It's very unlikely to swarm, and she'll have only just laid up the frames. So in 2 weeks, I'll come back, make sure that there's eggs. I don't particularly need to see her, make sure there's eggs, and then I'll put a super on top. And then they should be quite happy for a week or so as well. Young bees have a very low tendency to swarm. That's why a lot of bee farmers and quite a lot of hobbyists now, they replace the queen as early as they can in the season, and then it reduces the chance that they'll swarm throughout the season. Of course, bees will always still swarm if they are put in a very cramped situation with lots and lots of other bees, with too much food coming in, and the queen has nowhere to lay and stuff like that. They'll still want to swarm, no matter how old they are or anything else. But there's less chance of it. Right, I'm going to go now because I've got another 4 to do. So I hope you have a really good day, and I'll catch you later.